Welcome back to Vigor. There is a brand new season that I've signed on for, a whole new battle pass that I'm trying to earn. So I figured I had a little bit of time between my episode that I just finished playing Hardspace Shipbreaker and having to go back to work. So I figured maybe we'd just drop in and play a little bit of Vigor. I don't even know if I'm going to put this on YouTube later. I might not. It kind of depends actually on how this next session goes. If I just get in there and get murdered and it's not even entertaining, then this probably won't go on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, maybe that's a preview that this session's gonna go pretty well. I don't know. Lately I've been equipping a PPSH 41 just because I had a pile of them. I tend to not put a lot of anxiety into my initial loadout that I bring into the game, just because, you know, I figure my first encounter with someone will likely be at close to medium range, and either I'm going to get the drop on them and kill them, or they're going to get the drop on me and kill me, and then after that, if I'm dead, I'm dead, and if I'm not, I get their stuff. And so I'm just, you know, I just grab whatever gun I've got a lot of, as long as it's not a gun that would severely handicap me, like a double-barreled shotgun, for instance. Not going to bring that. Not going to bring, you know, just like a pistol or something like that if I can help it. But once you get to a certain, like, adequate level of gun, I'm not particularly picky about which gun I bring in. So I'm just going to wait for the matchmaking. I guess I'll run around and collect my rats. Oh, yeah, I got 56 rats. 56 rats in there. How many rats are in this trap? Ooh, another 56 rats. Oh, let's go collect all our rats. I'm finally producing food at a fast enough rate that I can actually max out my food donations every week. So that's kind of nice. I've got, I just barely, you can see over here, this is where you use the food resource. You make donations with the food and you earn crates for it. I've already made, we just rolled over today and I've already made my 10,000 donation of food from the previous week. And so now I'm trying to make another 10,000. I've only got 541 food right now. I'm trying to collect another 10,000 so that I can keep getting those crates. Yeah, so we're just going to run around in circles. There is actually... Oh, there we go. There's actually a bug right now where some of the challenges aren't quite working. It's probably going to go away. But yeah, so these are the daily challenges, but they've just added seasonal challenges. And some of the seasonal challenges have broken. And so I'm going to get notifications of making progress on those seasonal challenges during the game. And then that final progress will not actually be recorded later on. And then I'll have to earn it again the next session. And it's just not going to go anywhere. They are aware of it, though. Coalición and I have both been tweeting at them about it. And so they're definitely aware of the bug. There's a few other bugs with the latest update that they're trying to resolve. And that's fine. You know what? My game has bugs, too, when we release updates. So it's okay. I'm not mad. And the nice thing, I told them, the nice thing about seasonal challenges is they've got a whole season to fix them, so it's okay. I'll have a little bit of patience. So yeah, for a while I was wearing really, you know, flamboyant outfits. I even wore like an orange fireman's hat for a while. But camouflage actually does kind of matter. I don't like going full on camouflage. Usually you'll see somebody with like the mesh sheet over their head, like one of those per session. And that person is the person who's just always camping in a corner somewhere. That's not my style. So I like to go a little bit showy, just a little bit flamboyant, but not too bad. So right now the orange color is nice and distinctive, but I've also got like a gray blue jacket over it. So, you know, it's I don't stand out that much. I did have a couple of sessions in a row last night where just somebody was just camping somewhere and they were clearly spending the entire session camping a particular spot waiting for something to happen. And yeah, I got killed by them, but I didn't feel defeated. I felt pity. I felt like, wow, your life. That sure is your life. Okay, so let's strategize here a little bit. If I wanted to play conservatively, I would probably head down here to this area to sort of scavenge some stuff before the airdrop gets there. Or I would maybe come here and just watch my back really carefully. And normally, actually, I try to leave my spawn point a lot faster than this, but we're talking it through. The barred house has got a safe in it. And multiple people are going to converge on this and try to kill each other over it. The signals detector is a really great place to... Oh, there's somebody down here setting off car alarms. the signals detector is a great way to find out where everyone is, so you can notice blank spots. Like, they only tell you where people are. Like, if you use a signal detector, you only get a snapshot of where people are. And it doesn't last very long, but the thing you can figure out is where people are not. And that's usually what I use it for, is to figure out where are there gaps, where are there places I can go without getting murdered. And so one thing I found, somebody set off a car alarm here, which means they probably either headed here, here, they might be headed up to the signals detector. But that means I should expect them to be coming along this road maybe, or... Oh wait, I can hear them. Hi! Okay, the fact that I'm just sitting here talking through this did distract me a little bit. I think that, you know, if I'd been playing this on my own, I might have at least gotten a shot off at that guy before he killed me. That's okay. It's okay. It's fine. This is how this game goes sometimes. Sometimes you're just, you know, you're unlucky and people get the drop on you instead of you getting the drop on them. So, let's see here. Let's try again. Okay, so I'm going to refill from my preset. Grab the same gun that I had before. Let's go back to Kirsten. I really like Kirsten, mostly just because, like, if places like Grantham Valley and Fiske Fabriek, they've got a lot of urban areas, which means that the loot is kind of spread out across a lot of different places where you can get the loot. But Kirsten is kind of interesting because it's kind of balanced, where it's like there are these clusters of urban areas, but there's not very many of them. And so each place tends to actually give you a little bit more loot than you would get stopping at a little neighborhood in say Fiske Fabriek. So I like it for that reason, but it also means that people cluster up a lot more. And so you're more likely to get into conflict, which is fine. You know, I'm on a stream, so, you know, me getting murdered by people is part of the entertainment. Would have been great if I killed that guy, though, right? Well, man, that would have been great stream content. So I can only take a couple of tries at this before I run out of time. So if we have several of these in a row where I just get killed, this won't be a YouTube video. Sir Nanobot says this is entertaining either way, whether I win or lose. All right, well, you know, if you all really are, you know, entertained by me just getting murdered again and again, maybe I would still put this on YouTube. I don't know. All right, so who have we got this time? Lots of noob jackets. Okay, no, just 3 noob jackets. 4 noob jackets, 5, 6. Okay. Huh. This might be manageable. We got the one gray ghost in the middle. Wooler King. Wooler King might be a little bit scary. You know, Novatorex, IRC Smoke, they might be a little scary. Maybe Nicole. I don't know. Nicole's got some kind of cheap stuff. Ooh, Officer Imp. Thank you. Oh, Officer Imp is giving us all more loot. Or, well, those of us that survive are getting more loot. But I do like, one thing I do appreciate that this game does that the Cycle Frontier does not do is it gives you a small amount of experience for things you pick up, even if you lose them. And so, at least I don't think Cycle Frontier does anything like that. So even if I mean, that last session where I literally did nothing but get killed, that was an anomaly. Most of the time, you'll at least have picked up a couple of things and have gotten something that can't be taken away from you out of the experience. Okay, so we've got, So somebody is probably going after this Bard house. But that's too far away from me. Lots of people are going to cluster down here. And somebody's going to come in here. So I'm probably a little bit safer coming in here. I could probably get a fair number of things. Not necessarily get in a lot of trouble if I come over here. Oh, somebody just set off... Probably somebody set off this comm station and moved the airdrop over here? Sometimes I'll do that, actually. If I'm in a place like this and I just don't want to have everyone clustering around me, this person probably came to this comm station down here, noticed that there was nothing in the south, and they're like, if I move the airdrop up there too, no one has a reason to come down here and bother me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head into the middle of conflict, and probably get murdered, and it's fine. Because I have no pride, and it's okay. So I do tend to move kind of slowly. Oh, see, somebody just used a signals detector, which means there's already somebody down in that area where everyone's going to be clustering. Oh, wait, did I just... Oh, right, there's a little buried spot here. Probably nothing here. There's like dozens of these around the map, and only one of them is active at any given time. But whatever. When I run across one, I gotta check it anyway. Okay, so actually, I'm starting late enough. Maybe it's not smart to head down here. Like, because I suspect multiple people are going to come down here. Somebody's going to open up this locked container. And then by the time I get there, it's just going to be a wasteland. So actually, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll go after the dam instead, but I'll do it from the bottom floor. I think... Oh, yes. Yes, there is a conflict I'm nicely avoiding going on down there. So the dam is most accessible from the top floor, and so most people do tend to start there and then work their way down. I'm going to start at the bottom floor and see if I can just sort of grab stuff from the bottom floor before anyone gets down there. No guarantees. Whenever I think I know what people are going to do, I'm usually wrong. But there's nothing in particular attracting people to the dam. Sometimes the dam has got the time safe in it. Sometimes it's got, you know, other stuff that's like big attractions. This time it's just got one comms device and just regular salvage. Or actually, no, slightly upgraded salvage, actually. There's a decent chance I might be able to come through here, pick up a bunch of stuff, and then get away with my life. Hard to be sure that's going to happen. Oh, hey, new gun. Cool. Oh, don't care about that gun. So usually when I get a new gun, they never come loaded. You have to manually load up the ammunition. So I like to prepare any new gun I get just so that I can switch to it quickly if I have to. Because switching guns is quicker than reloading guns. So Lecolucion says, I like the dam because it's a great place for close quarters combat. See, that's the thing I don't like about the dam. I'm actually not a fan of coming around a corner and getting just wasted by somebody. And that can happen at the dam. My hope is that I'll be able to get through at least some of the dam without encountering anyone. That's my hope. Not that I'm going to get into some sweet, sweet close quarters combat. I'm hoping that if there is somebody in here, they're overconfident enough that they just run around and make a lot of noise so I can hear them coming. This dam is so huge, they actually have elevators going up and down. I think they're the only elevators in the game. And elevators are actually a complicated problem to solve in video games a lot of the time. Because, games have got rules about how your character figures out where solid ground is and sort of, sticks to solid ground and doesn't just, jitter around all over the place. Then you start moving that solid ground and it gets complicated. Now, games that are, platformers primarily, they make solving that problem one of their biggest priorities. But there's a lot of games where, they're not primarily a platformer. And so when you suddenly introduce a moving platform into them, they have no idea what they're doing with it. All right, so I could use this disruption tower, except there aren't a lot of reasons to. What using the disruption tower mostly does is tell people where you are. What it does, it eliminates map markers for people in the affected area. Like, I'll do it. See, so it doesn't affect me because I'm the one who activated it. But now anybody who looks at their map knows that somebody is right here at this icon. So they know where I am now. And so now the people who just lost their icons, if they didn't happen to remember where that was, they don't know right this second. But they definitely know somebody's here. They know that somebody's close to them, and now they're extra on guard. So I usually don't do that. I did it to illustrate for you, but I don't usually do that because it puts me at a disadvantage. Lets other people know that I'm present. So one thing Oh, interesting. So Le Coalition is suggesting that if I'm on a snowy map, there's actually an option that lets me change the color of my sights so that my sights will have better contrast all the time. That's an interesting idea. So far I haven't felt like I had trouble recognizing my sights in snowy maps, but that's good advice worth sharing if somebody does have struggle with that. All right, so here's the second elevator. There's 2 elevators. So now I have to decide, do I want to actually take that elevator up to the upper level of the dam and risk getting into conflict with whoever might have gone up there? Or do I want to just get out of here? Obviously, I'm going to risk conflict because this is a stream. So, Sir Nanobot says, what seems good about this game is the fact that you kind of get to decide how you want to play around. Yeah, I absolutely agree. That is what I like about this game, is that, there isn't just one reason to come into a map. Sometimes you want to get into a fight with someone. You explicitly are trying to get into a fight, and there's ways that you can play that guarantee you a fight. But sometimes you're going after big ticket items, the huge things like the safe or the time, the timed safe, the barred house. Okay, nobody's been in this section, which is nice. Those big ticket items, and if you want those, you're risking a lot of conflict, or at the very least, you have to race to get there and get through it before somebody else finds you. And there's a lot of tension and fear, a lot of intensity to that kind of experience. So you can have that if you want, or you can just try to avoid conflict and and just try to collect some resources and hide. And there's still some tension in that, because you never know if you're going to run across somebody who's going to murder you. But you can reduce the likelihood of it by avoiding the big ticket items. And you can... And it gives you sort of this constant low-level tension, which is just it's kind of a different experience from the intensity.
The plane is near. Get ready for the airdrop.
From the intensity of the big ticket items? Okay, so the direction I'm facing right now... So this direction is where I spawned. And so I'm going to try to focus my movements in this direction, because that means that once I emerge from the dam, I'll be in a place that I haven't scavenged before. Now, chances are somebody else spawned up there and already scavenged the crap out of that stuff. One thing I also haven't heard yet is anybody going after the barred house. And that kind of surprises me. I could have missed it, though. I mean, it's very easy to miss these notifications. So it could be that somebody has opened the safe at the barred house, and I haven't detected it. But if they haven't, that might be a fun last-minute thing to go after if everybody's just ignoring it. It does feel like nobody has come through here, or if somebody did come through here, they're the kind of person who was just here for conflict. Oh, hey! The airdrop was this direction now. I forgot. Okay, well, let's see... I'm going to run a little bit, even though that exposes me to some risk. If nobody grabs it, I might be... Oh, somebody did grab it. Okay, yeah, so somebody's headed for the exit. But if it's only one person, it's entirely possible I might still be able to get to the safe, if the safe hasn't been grabbed yet. So now that the, I assume they're headed for the exit. Next time the green icon appears, I have to open up the map quick to see where they are. Yep, they're headed straight for the exit. So I don't know if there was somebody else who was watching them who tried to chase them, who is now hanging out on the map. If there is such a person, they can still be a danger to me. One thing that's tough is you just never know how many people are on the map. So it could be that I'm the last person left. It was just me and that person. They got the airdrop. They escaped. And now I'm left alone. Or there could be 3 other people who were converging in this area. And they're all, stalking around, hoping to get the same stuff that I'm trying to get. But now that it's dropped, there's a clock ticking. And... at any point, the fallout could start moving in. So I'm tempted right now to start running. So I can, cover more ground. Actually, I am going to run. Even though now I'm making noise. I'm advertising my presence. and anybody else who is around here could easily detect me, see me coming, prepare and ambush me. So I gotta be very cautious. If this safe has already been got, and everybody else noticed but me, then no one will be here, because there's nothing to get. But, okay, yeah, it does look like somebody's already got it, so I just missed the notification. I wasn't paying attention. Well, in that case... Oh, somebody died here, too. Nice. Anything left in here? Oh, a Gewere 3. You know what? I've been wanting to collect those. Yeah. La Coalición recommended that gun to me. And I've been trying to collect them so I can try it out. Because I can't use a gun unless I already own, like, at least a dozen of them. Because it just feels wasteful to potentially risk losing them. All right, here's the ticking clock. So now the fallout's going to start moving in. And I got to get out of here before I die. But yeah, it looks like this was an uneventful session, which again makes me question whether this belongs on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube later, I don't know why I put it up. Maybe I just, I don't know, had a shortage of videos. Which makes sense. I have not had a lot of energy lately, so I have not been streaming nearly as much as I used to. Yep, we're going to leave the area. And you just heard that notification sound. That means I got a meeting coming up. So this is definitely my last session. So Raneth Cord says, could you just find a corner or bush to hide in for an hour and then go around and loot everything left on the map? Theoretically, you could if they didn't have the Fallout move in. And so that's the point of the Fallout, is because, yeah, because what they would end up with is, you know, when you're making a game like this where there's, like, public servers, one of the things you have to worry about is server costs. Like you can't, if you've got 12 players playing on a server, that might be economical. But if you've got 1 player per server, that's a disaster. That's an economic disaster. You can't afford that. And so when you get down to 1 player, they have to force that player off the server. If they're gonna make it, you know, worth their while. And so the way they, because that would be the dominant strategy, right? Everybody would just wait it out and then try to wait till everyone else was gone and then take whatever was left and just take their time safely gathering everything. And so they put a time limit on. They force you out with that sort of Fallout storm moving in, which will reduce your max health until you die, which it's killed me a few times, and it's kind of funny. Usually when I'm just barreling towards the exit and I almost make it. And they also don't tell you how many characters are left, so you never actually feel like, oh, I'm safe. If you go to occasionally I've gone to the signals detector and found out I was the only person left on the map, and took advantage of it to just run around really loudly, grab as much as I could before I had to leave. Except one time, I forgot that people have portable detector, masks. What are they called? The disruption tower. The thing that I used, the stationary disruption tower has limited utility because people know exactly where you are when you use it. But personal ones, so basically somebody towards the end of a match, they were trying to get one of the more valuable items, and they turned on a personal disruption device, which hid their location from me. So I used the signal detector. The signal detector did not detect them. I thought I was alone on the map, so I just made a beeline at top speed for the most valuable thing on the map, and that person just murdered me as soon as I came up. And I was like, oh, right, they've got a disruptor. Of course they do. And so that is the utility of that item, if you can use it at exactly the right time and place. The problem is you have to use it preemptively, and they're expensive, and so I just never would. And so it's still a little bit hard for me to understand. Personal jammer, that's what it's called, a personal jammer. Thank you, Lico Lucio. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna do a wrap-up screen for this, even though I don't actually know that I'm gonna put this on YouTube later on. But just in case I do, there's a subscribe button, there's links to other videos, and maybe we'll play some more Vigor later and more interesting things will happen.